wasteful projects.
Yes.
That does not.
Yeah. Yesterday I already mentioned that as far as that is concerned, when you simply change the ownership, okay, let us say there is already a company which is running highways, and you buy over that highway, you're not increasing the economic capacity by any means, okay? Or you have a lousy project, you put in more good money after the bad money, which is it does not change it fundamentally, you know. Of course, the finance minister has responded to this, and you should always give his side. Actually, I didn't understand the response.
He said something about national consideration.
Yeah.
As well.
What is a national consideration?
I think from what I gather, it is about how
Diplomatic
diplomatic
ties.
ties.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that, and that's precisely why I believe President Xi Jinping, who has been very very strict on corruption in China. You know, many people, you used to go to China, you get a big 12 course dinner, you know, and all this kind of thing. Nowadays they complain, you know, China ni kedekut, you know. But you know, he has been very very strict, and to him, Belt and Road Initiative is flagship. And if he doesn't want the Belt and Road Initiative to be mired in controversy, to be associated with this, that's why I believe that if we handle it correctly, that it is still possible to reopen it. And what happened in the last 2 weeks with Dato' Amhari and possibly Dato' Sharul as well, because his testimony is not complete yet, the 270 pages, you know. So we don't know when, you know, what he is going to say. But I think what Dato' Amhari said is very very clear, you know. So we are not, that it is not the present government which was involved in that. We know even most of the members of the previous government didn't even know what was going on, you know. So basically, we have a bunch of people who took advantage of this. I don't think that President Xi Jinping wants to be associated with this type of nonsense, you know. So I believe that it is possible to reopen the issue, but we have to do it correctly, you know. And that is not something which you know, I think only somebody is authorized, and I'm not authorized to speak for to go and negotiate for, you know, for the Malaysian government. But I think there are many people who are quite competent in this country, who have relevant experience, who can negotiate this matter without embarrassing China at all. Because I don't think the government of the central government of China and the party leadership wants to be associated with this. And certainly Xi Jinping does not want this kind of thing to be associated with any of this nonsense, you know. So I think you have to make it very clear that this is not, that we have to identify where the nonsense took place, you know. And thankfully a lot of this is coming out in the courts, okay, and then we handle it appropriately. Don't go and say, you know, condemn everything about China, you know, or, you know, just as, you know, we shouldn't have said everything about China is wonderful. Likewise, it is wrong to go and start condemning everything about China. What we need to do is identify the nature of the problem and try to address the problem. So that is basically my view. So I think this difference of opinion between you know, the finance minister, the prime minister, and so on, I can understand why they feel so, because I'm sure I know why it is very important to have good relations with China. But at the same time, I think we are very very lucky, because what has come out in the court allows us to go back to China and say to China, we didn't know this before. Now we know. Okay.